I don't know if he's cheating.
What do you mean?
I feel like Canelo juices. But I'm a Triple G fan, so I'm a say that ahead of time. I just like Triple G.
There's a lot of money on the line, and if I could get away with it, I would do it as well.
The Joe Rogan Experience is no stranger to sparking heated debates, and a recent episode proved no exception as the topic veered into the murky waters of performance-enhancing drugs in boxing, specifically the ever-contentious case of Canelo Alvarez. With his trademark blend of curiosity and candor, Rogan opened the floor to his guests who didn't hold back. "Look, I'm not saying he's guilty," one guest began hesitantly.
A lot of money on the line, and if I could get away with it, I would do it as well.
Some tainted beefs.
I think, well, he definitely got busted once for something, but it could have been from tainted beef.
But something feels off. The guest, who openly admitted his allegiance to Gennady Triple G Golovkin, questioned the validity of the infamous tainted meat defense that followed Canelo's positive test in 2018. "I love boxing, man," he continued, "but when there's millions of dollars, titles, legacies at stake, hell, if I could get away with it, I might think about doing it too." The room buzzed with nervous laughter, but the undertone was unmistakably serious.
We don't know. But it also could be that, we should probably leave them the fuck alone and let them do whatever they want to do.
Rogan, known for his deep dives into controversial topics, leaned in. "It's not just about one test," he mused. "It's the pattern people are starting to notice. The questions keep piling up. That pattern, some argue, leads to one man, Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's longtime trainer. Enter Oscar De La Hoya, who has been increasingly vocal about the issue. In a recent interview, De La Hoya took aim not directly at Canelo, but at the environment surrounding him. "I've known Jaime Munguia for over a decade," De La Hoya said, "and never once have I had reason to doubt him, until now." Munguia, who recently trained under Reynoso's camp, faced swirling rumors following his bout in Riyadh, prompting De La Hoya to ask what many fans were thinking: "Why aren't we paying closer attention?" De La Hoya stopped short of outright accusations, but his point was clear. "Where there's smoke, there might be fire. The media needs to stop brushing this off," he added. "We keep hearing the same excuse, contaminated meat. But are we really going to keep pretending that's the whole story every time?"
Big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him, because Canelo hits so hard, man.
That's one dude that, I believe all the he be talking.
Crawford? Yeah. Oh, he's good.
He don't just be...
This isn't just tabloid fodder. It's a saga that continues to shake the foundations of modern boxing. The origin of it all goes back to early 2018 when Canelo tested positive for trace levels of Clenbuterol, a banned substance that has legitimate links to Mexican livestock. Canelo's team claimed he ingested the chemical unknowingly through contaminated beef, a claim bolstered by low concentration levels and a clean hair follicle test later on. Still, the Nevada State Athletic Commission handed down a 6-month suspension, delaying the much-anticipated rematch with Golovkin. Despite serving his suspension and passing all drug tests since, the cloud of suspicion never fully lifted. Hardcore fans remain split. Some see it as an unfortunate mistake from a clean athlete caught in a broken system, while others suspect it was a close call for someone playing a dangerous game. More troubling to critics is what they perceive as a growing list of PED-adjacent incidents surrounding fighters connected to Reynoso's camp. Whether coincidence or something more, it's becoming increasingly difficult for fans and pundits to ignore. And in a sport where careers can end in a single punch, transparency is more than just a buzzword. It's survival. The Rogan podcast, with its massive reach and unfiltered style, has thrown gasoline on an already simmering fire. Fans took to social media immediately after the episode aired, with some defending Canelo vehemently and others demanding renewed scrutiny. As boxing continues to evolve under the microscope of modern media and anti-doping advancements, one thing remains certain. The questions around Canelo Alvarez, Eddie Reynoso, and the shadow of Clenbuterol are far from settled. And thanks to a few bold voices on a viral podcast, those questions just got a whole lot louder. For most fighters, controversy is a setback. For Canelo Alvarez, it was jet fuel. In the wake of his 2018 drug testing scandal and the lingering whispers that followed, many expected Canelo to retreat quietly and rebuild. Instead, he doubled down on his worth. Just months after the Clenbuterol controversy, Alvarez made a power move that didn't just silence critics, it shocked the entire sports world. That year, Canelo inked a groundbreaking $365 million deal with DAZN, a seismic 11-fight contract that instantly became the richest in sports history at the time. The agreement not only made him the highest-paid boxer, but also signaled a changing of the guard. Boxing, long anchored to the traditional pay-per-view model, was now being pulled into the streaming era, and Canelo was leading the charge. Overnight, he wasn't just a star in the ring, he was a business juggernaut. The Mexican icon had gone from humble roots in Guadalajara to becoming the face of a global combat sports revolution, but not everyone was impressed. In true Floyd Mayweather fashion, the former pound-for-pound king couldn't resist making the moment about himself. Days after Canelo's DAZN deal made headlines, Mayweather clapped back with a signature flex. An Instagram post showing a payout from his mega fight with Conor McGregor, reportedly over $300 million for just one night of work. The caption? Brutal. It only took me one night what they're giving you for 11 fights. It was classic Floyd, flashy, calculated, and dripping with ego. But beneath the bravado was a deeper tension. Mayweather had schooled a young Canelo back in 2013, handing the red-haired prodigy his first and only official loss. To see that same opponent now rise as the face of the sport and eclipse his own financial records had to sting. That 2013 bout was more than just a passing of the torch moment. It was a masterclass in experience versus ambition. At 36 years old, Mayweather was still at the peak of his cerebral, elusive style. Canelo, then just 23, was raw, explosive, and eager, but not ready. The fight was a technical dismantling. According to CompuBox, Mayweather landed 46% of his punches, effortlessly slipping and countering while limiting Canelo to just 22% accuracy. On paper, it was lopsided. In the ring, it was humbling. And for Canelo, it was crushing. In the quiet moments after the loss, far from the cameras and the bright lights, Canelo reportedly wept in the locker room. Not from embarrassment, but from disappointment. He had believed he could topple the king, and instead, he was handed a painful lesson in what it meant to be elite. But that defeat became the forge that tempered his fire. In the years that followed, Canelo didn't just train harder, he trained smarter. He overhauled his defensive game, refined his timing, and honed his footwork until his ring IQ rivaled the best in the business. Slowly, methodically, he evolved from a talented brawler into a multi-dimensional champion, capable of adapting to any style. Southpaws, slicksters, pressure fighters, none of them had answers for the new Canelo. The loss to Mayweather became the blueprint for everything that came next. It's a bold move. Some say reckless. Others call it destiny. In many ways, this moment feels like a mirror of history. Just as a young Canelo once dared to test himself against Mayweather, Crawford now dares to topple a giant. The parallels are undeniable. Speed versus size, timing versus power, the challenger versus the throne. But the stakes are even higher. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, share with your fellow fight fans, and subscribe for more hard-hitting breakdowns, heated takes, and inside looks at the biggest moments in combat sports. This story's just heating up. Stay locked in.